In this training video, we will show you how to add and update service providers in USCAD. There are three parts in USCAD that make up a service provider. They are the user account, the human resources group member profile, and finally the service provider profile. All three parts are required for every service provider in USCAD. Let's add a new service provider to USCAD. To start, go to the Service Providers option under the People menu. On this screen, we can see a list of service providers already in USCAD. We want to add a new one, so let's click on the Create a New Service Provider button. When we click on that button, USCAD takes us to a screen where we can create a new service provider profile. The first thing we need to do is connect this service provider profile to a user account. If we have already created a user account, we can just type in the name of the person here. Since we have not yet created the user account, we will press the Create a New User Account button now. Creating a user account allows a person to log into USCAD using a username and password, as well as provide a place in USCAD to hold some other information, such as the name of the person. Let's give this person a name. Now let's click on the Account tab. Here is where we give this person a username and password. We can choose to create the username and password manually, or we can let USCAD do this automatically for us. Let's press the button to automatically generate username and initial password. As you can see, USCAD has taken the person's first name and last name and created a username with it. USCAD has also created a random initial password for the individual. The reason it is called initial is because this is the only time you can know what the user's password is. Once that person changes his or her password, it's not possible to know what it is anymore. Clicking on the Save Changes button saves this new user account into the database. Now we are back on the new service provider profile screen, and as you can see, the user account we have just created has automatically been selected. There is one required field in the new service provider profile that is not automatically set to a default value, and this field is under the Attributes tab. Here we can see that there is no option set for the gender field. Let's go ahead and specify the gender of this individual. Before we save the new service provider profile, let's click on the Service Lines tab. A service provider without any service lines assigned is not a very useful service provider. To add a service line to this service provider, click on the Add a Service Line button. Let's select the Sign Language Interpreting service line for this individual. Now we can save this new service provider profile. We do this by clicking on the Save Changes button. So far, we have created a user account and a service provider profile. That is 2 out of the 3 required parts for a service provider. We are still missing the human resources group member profile. This part is important because that's where USCAD will hold all of the contact information for this individual. Let's find the service provider we just created by typing his or her name into the search terms box and click on the search button. Clicking on the pencil icon allows us to update the service provider profile. Under the Contact Information tab, you will see that USCAD is warning us that this service provider is missing the Human Resources Group member profile. Here is a button we can use to create one. Let's click on it. USCAD takes us to the Add a User to a Group screen and magically fills out both the user and group fields for us. All we need to do here is to click on the Save Changes button. Now the Human Resources Group member profile has been created for this service provider. The next step is to update the contact information. For now, we will only add an email address so USCAD can send email messages to this individual. Click on the Email Addresses tab. In the first email address field, we will give USCAD the primary email address for this service provider and then click on the Save Changes button. We're all done. We have created a user account, a human resources group member profile, and a service provider profile. Those are the 3 parts that are required for every service provider in USCAD.